So talking about keeping the debuffs up, I want to show everybody how I would look at that on the graph here. Because again, if we scroll through, we can see them kind of lined up in roughly the portion of the fight, and this scale is off of that scale. They're not perfectly aligned, so if I really want to see it up against here and see them all together, I can do that by just throwing these pins up on the graph, and I'll just throw those 3 that I mentioned: Ebon Plague, Earth and Moon, and Curse of Elements. So you can see I clicked these little plus signs, and that adds the pin to the fight. So now this is on the same scale. This is telling me when the enemy has has Ebon Plague debuff. This is saying when it has Earth and Moon. This is saying when it has Curse of Elements. So we have overlap in this small gap of Ebon Plague with Earth and Moon, so that covers that debuff for the spell power. And then we have this gap here that overlaps these two, and then this one partially sits in it. The way to check this out on the main graph is to change it from separate to main, and it'll show you in this color when that debuff's up, and you can line them up. So by and large, for Ice Howl, we have full coverage of that 13% spell power debuff. But if we just zoom into this little section here where it's missing, and maybe we can get a better zoom now that we're further in, and then we go to something like damage done, for example, by friendlies, we've got a decent amount of spell damage going out that is not getting buffed in that little section here, and so that's missing 13% damage. And again, this is 3 seconds, but 3 seconds at 125,000, and let's just call half of that spell power, so that's 180,000 damage that could have been buffed by 13%, and a lot of little things add up in the kill times, in the skipping of certain mechanics through faster kill speed, just in addition to basically naturally increasing your parse with faster kill speeds, that kind of thing. So that's how you can do some more advanced stuff and see the debuff or see the buff or see the whatever on the graph, so that you can pair them